Hello. Hey, Kristen. Hello. Hey, Sasha.
Hey, hey, babe.
Hello. Hello. Hey, everybody.
You
Welcome.
seeing you like this?
Yes, we'll get started. Got Sasha with me just in case some of the website improvements I hadn't been trained on properly yet. Hey, everybody. Welcome.
Hey.
Just a minute.
Yeah.
Let people get in here. Hey, again. Hello.
Need some. Wish we could. You should just sing
Just
as you
saying.
wait. Need
I'm
some good
caught in
elevator
the
music.
trap. Whoa, 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 when I
Mhm.
can't get out because I love you too much, baby.
Huh, Sean, I don't know why you had to do that. I shouldn't have had to do that, but you never know. Zoom is
Never know. Crazy.
of course, every time you tried to, I just was in a meeting where I needed some of our software from another API that we use to go over with this other meeting. And of course, during that time, that particular website had a change and said our business was no longer available. And so I was like, it's crazy that you never know. Technology is wonderful, but man, everything's in the cloud, so it can all go poof in a minute.
All right, everybody. I'm recording this, and we're going to get started. I'm probably from out of an abundance of caution, going to probably scare more people off than anything else. And also, as I give you the cautionary tale as well, that I have found that if I give people the warnings, that lends itself to getting them all anxious. Y'all know what I'm talking about. People they end up with anxiety before they even try something. So then when they try it, it's like whatever their worst fear was, it's happening. It's happening. Y'all know what I'm saying? So I want to caution against that because that is human nature. And I'm a safety first guy, safety, safety, safety. And I've seen this with stuff, even like real simple stuff like, well, this could happen if you drink this. And then people drink it and say it happened. And it probably didn't happen. It's just they were anxious about it and hyper focused on what could go wrong. So they self-report that things went wrong, and then they find out, well, nothing really did go wrong. So I want you to not let me get you overly anxious about trying this or not trying. So with that said, there's a lot of pros and cons to what I have to talk about today. And one of the reasons I'm even addressing it, yes, correct, the placebo effect is real. One of the reasons I'm addressing it is because I believe it's going to be like MCT oil. When I started consuming MCT oil 20 plus years ago to lose weight, it was like $300 a bottle. And, thank goodness a bottle lasts an entire year. But I really believe nobody else was talking about MCT oil for weight loss. They were all using it in the bodybuilding culture to gain weight as a clean calorie source. And after I spoke on MCT oil for 3-4 years. Then all of a sudden, it hit mainstream. And two, a lot of the product on the market became adulterated in that it wasn't optimized for cooking. But that's what happens when something's going good. The manufacturers, the profit-making centers, they get a hold of it, and it becomes adulterated and processed and synthetic or emulsified or whatever, and it's not as good. So I feel like by next year, because of what's going on legally with some of the stuff I'm going to talk about, you're going to be hearing about it everywhere. And it would be something that our program would need to address because it will be like, though it's not a philosophy like veganism, that veganism is something I have to address daily because right now, it and the carnivore lifestyle are faddish. They will go out of fad, but they're in fad. So I have to address it daily because our clients want to know about it. So what we're going to discuss today, as this stuff pops up all over the country, except for in 6 states that it's still illegal, you're going to have questions about it. And I would want to answer because I would suggest that 95% of what's on the market currently and is going to come into the marketplace is extremely dangerous. And I'm going to explain why, that it's so dangerous, what we're doing to this great product. And then I'm going to tell you where to get a more pure supply of it. So with that said, let me start off by telling you, let's let the mystery continue for a moment. What I was looking for when I found it. I have had significant painful issues with my back, with my spine for now 10 years. As my wife knows, many nights couldn't sleep. About the only thing that helped for years was prescription medication, and it's easy to become hooked on those. I love hydrocodone and morphine as much as the next person, but very, very dangerous. And when we went through a really difficult time and didn't have any health insurance, for the first time in my life, I turned to alcohol. That helped me sleep, and then that became a problem. So I got off that and then just went back to living with and dealing with the pain. And then also looking for a void replacement for my glass of wine or whatnot. So with that, I started researching and I found a product. Now this is not the main one we're talking about today, but I found a product called kava. Everybody heard of kava, I'm sure. You probably heard of this stuff already. You're just scared of some of it. Have you heard of kava? Kava. They haven't heard of kava. Okay, well, kava bars are popping up everywhere. Okay, kava bars are popping up all across the nation as an alternative to the bar scene. It's a non-alcoholic beverage that relaxes. It's a social lubricant. It's not inebriating. It's not dangerous if you don't overconsume it. If you overconsume it, it's like anything else. It can wreak havoc on your liver enzymes. But kava bars are popping up. I mean, anybody, I think it's 18 and over, maybe younger, can drink kava. It's has the taste, and stay with me, Vicki, because it will alter your mind. All right, so that's why I say it may not be for everybody. But kava is a relaxant. It helps relax one. It's much healthier than alcohol. It helps you relax. It helps moderately with pain management, and it's just a fun beverage. I would say, Sasha, wouldn't you, when we go to the kava bar, it's an earthy coffee-like beverage.
Right.
Yeah. So kava, that's going to be the first thing that we found, but that led us to another product that we're going to be talking about in great detail today called Kratom. Some people, no, it's not shroom. Some people will pronounce it kratom. So you'll hear it pronounced kratom. You'll hear it pronounced kratom. It too is a type of plant, and we're going to talk about that today. The real benefit that I found has been in kratom, and kratom can be extremely dangerous. So I want to talk about it today. The version of it that we consume, we do not feel is dangerous, but we have experienced great mental and physical benefits from kratom, which we will detail here. We've also overdosed on it on purpose. We have overindulged in it. In fact, I just got on to my beautiful bride for consuming four bottles, which was 8 servings just yesterday. I had to get on to her.
Well,
I don't consume that much, and I'm twice your size.
Well, to be fair, I was almost up 24 hours, so.
Yeah, you were up 24 hours, and but she consumed it, and both Sasha, I think, would tell you that she is one that gets anxious about stuff too, and I had scared her to death about the version of it that I take, and she, for the first few days, she's like, I don't know. She felt great, but at the same time, every little thing that would go on, she would think, oh, it's because of that stuff. It's harming me. So she had her liver checked too after a long period of time of consuming it, and it come back perfect. Mine come back perfect. Charles Grant's liver enzymes. I don't know if Charles is here. He may want to speak to it, but Charles kept on after me about taking it, and we let him take it, and he had his liver enzymes checked, and his liver enzyme, he's actually come back better. So we're going to be talking about that. I've experienced all the benefits I'm going to go over today. I feel like Sasha has, and it's not a placebo effect because it's obvious. It's obvious. It's really mind-blowing. I'm not saying everybody will be a responder, but most people are responders to it because of the powerful plant alkaloids in it. So today, we're doing a lesson on our favorite. This is a great antidepressant, and we'll talk about that if your doctor approves. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of it, but today we're going to talk about our favorite product because it's a little pricey. But then Thursday at noon, we'll talk about some less expensive alternatives that we don't find as beneficial, but still find beneficial. So we've only found not following why we would need this if we're following the shield. And that's why I'm going over it, Wanda. Everybody doesn't need it, okay? I'm not saying that everybody needs it. We'll go through it, and when you say it sounds iffy, totally get you. It sounded iffy to us too. But it is a nutritive product, and that's what we're in the business of. No different than when I talk about eating, how to eat whole grain bread, which is detrimental to your health, but we eat it anyway. And it's my job to talk about the pros and the cons of it, or at least I think that's my job. So
yeah, I just want to say real quickly that you are in a position where a lot of stuff that you do, it's not, you know, there's food and there's a nutrition program, but there's so many things that you do that have enhanced your overall well-being, and you've been in a lot of pain for a lot of years, and this is something that you've been talking about because it's just, when you know, Lord knows, when you get excited about something, you know, you just want to share it with people. This was something that you found really have researched. I've listened to tons of videos and podcasts and documentaries about these two items. And so I just want to say that this was kind of just like a bonus to Shibboleth, our program. It's part of something that we know, as you talk about it, we've had a small group of people that have tested it and have been kind of like our beta group to make sure this is something we did want to be associated with our program. And it's just been that good. So it's something that we feel like it's not, you know, it's not a Shibboleth product. It's not, but it is something that has enhanced your life. And that's what Shibboleth is all about too. And so we just want to share it with people to let them, you know, experience it for themselves and decide if it's right for them or not. So it's definitely not going to, you know, it's not going to hurt your program progress or even be something that you have to have as part of your program at all. So it's just going to be a little bit of a supplement that might be enhancing just your overall well-being.
Yeah, and I have found it beneficial to things that are not about my weight loss necessarily. And I do some things that we don't teach because they don't fall in line with nutrition. And if something's working for me, I want to share with people who are struggling with addiction. This product can help with addiction. This product can help with depression. This product can help with appetite control. So I know, as I said in the 11 o'clock hour, I run the risk of clients, or my conservative clients, feeling like I've done a disservice by even bringing this up. But I know it's going to come up, so we're going to bring it up anyway. All right. So let me get my PowerPoint up. And if it's something that, you know, don't fall out with a great program that's helping you just because you disagree with something that we're talking about or teaching. Look at it as an educational class where we talk about the cons of it so that you can be well versed on why you're against it. You know, I think people should be as well versed on why they're against something as they're for it. Hence me struggling with telling anybody about it for the last 4 months. But it got to where it was such a part of my daily regimen and helped me get in my best shape ever. I thought it important to talk about it. And as well, I believe in the plants and animals that God provides for us. I am not one against mind-altering foods, plant foods. I'm not against that. On the contrary, I'm for it. If it makes one have more joy, more happiness in the Lord, I'm all for it. It doesn't mean everybody has to agree with me, because it's my belief that people that disagree with me, who are often depressed, are depressed because they're consuming mind-altering amounts of sugar and starch. To me, it begins to be some type of level of hypocrisy when we condemn one another for someone exploring their liberty, because I know people that are so mind-altered and depressed because of overindulging in sugar and starch that they should stop doing that. So I've already talked to a few people about this stuff and gotten slapped on the hand, but yet those people are consuming such mind-altering amounts of foods that they're miserable. So I'd rather consume something that makes me happy. Hope that makes sense. So let's start with the first product that we have found that we prefer. And by the way, just if you don't mind, if you'll let me have some liberty, I'm gonna crack one open. Y'all done made me anxious. So I'm gonna have to have some right now.
I wanted to say, I did answer it, but I think it was Gayla that asked if the group had 100% success rate, and I answered that. But I think if the success is really with whatever you're dealing with, it definitely helps to it's going to help you to deal with that. So whether you have, for me, it was energy, more focus and productivity. That's what I wrote in my answer. I don't have chronic pain issues. I have some anxiety, and I have some, with the way that we work around here, I was drinking energy drinks like they were going out of style between Celsius and Spark. And to me, I had sort of built up an adverse reaction, just not adverse immunity almost to it. So Spark they don't give me the energy anymore. They were just giving me the sugar high, or not the sugar high, but the high that you get when you come off of that. So it's not pleasant for me at all. So this for me has replaced those energy drinks, and I feel much better about what's going into my body. And it's just it's a much better product for me, for my energy level and focus. It's kind of gets you determined. For other people, I know of some people, hopefully we can actually get Kristen to come on and talk Thursday, Travis. She's still coming out of COVID. But maybe Thursday she could talk about it, because she's had some great results with endometriosis and some pain issues she's had through her monthly cycle. And then of course there's the chronic pain that you've experienced, so that are helpful in those ways. So the different people that have experienced different things with it, it's sort of like, oh, I don't feel that anymore. I don't have that problem anymore. So it just varies with anybody.
And again, I know we're being long-winded, but it's important to us because our reputation, everything, I just want to share with people. I've always tried to be honest. And I was a teetotaler until I went through bankruptcy, until I lost my business, temporarily lost my family. I lost everything many years ago. And then I went through had a really bad back injury and surgery. Things got worse from there. And I had all but given up. And finally I decided, if my body was going to break, it was going to break while I was moving, while I was exercising. So I started exercise, and sometimes that alleviated the pain, sometimes not. And nobody knows, because I feel like I manage it now with a good attitude. There's mornings I have to crawl out of the bed, and there's days that I'd give anything to have that bottle of wine again. So I felt like I was enslaved by that. And this stuff has really helped me with pain management and other things. I deal with, Sasha insisted a couple of years ago that I go to a counselor because of my highs and lows. So you try to hide this from your client. And in front of her, the counselor diagnosed me with manic depressive disorder. And I wouldn't have none of that. They wanted me to go to a specialist and take medication. I'm just not that person. I'm not that person. So I went on the exploration, taking it as God is allowing me to experience these problems so that I might find solutions for people, because that's what I did with food. And I feel like I have found a solution. So let's take a look at this. Now, first of all, before I even get into it, this is a serving, or 2 servings. This is 2 servings. And I'm going to go on and tell you, in case I forget to tell you, if any of you try it, the active compounds are like sludge in the bottom of it. We'll talk about taste in a little bit. You want to make sure you get all the sludge out. It's kind of like crab legs. When Sasha eats crab legs, I get to go behind her and get all the good out that she never got. I do this with her feel free, because there's sludge in the bottom of it. And it's that gross sludge that works the euphoria.
It's like the apple cider vinegar with the mother. The mother all settles down to the bottom. Got to shake it up and get that stuff to the top.
Yeah, and it's best, everybody. I'm going to tell you best. It's best to only do a half of a serving. That gives you energy. That's what Sasha does. It gives you energy. It gives you focus. I do the entire bottle because it still helps me with focus and energy, unless I sit still, and then I'm out. I go to sleep now so easy because of this stuff. But I take the whole bottle, and it helps me with really, really excruciating sciatica, and tendonitis and other issues. So I do the whole bottle. Now, it's best, and I'm going to get into the whys in a minute. I just thought I'd go over this because I really need some right now. I'm feeling anxiety. So this entire bottle is 2 servings. I don't recommend that for just anyone, but that's what I've worked up to. And the best way to do it is to shoot it. It's not much in there. It's easy to shoot, okay? It's easy to shoot. I'll answer all your questions, Liz. If y'all don't mind, hold that question, just copy it and paste it when we get to the end, and I'll answer every one of them. I know I'm not going at everybody's speed, but I'm trying to cover a lot of bases. So you've got the shot, but I prefer to do it in the morning mixed with my pineapple ice. This is a coconut pineapple. There's pineapple in this to make it taste better, and there's coconut cream in this to make it taste better. This also makes it more bioavailable. Some kratom is not bioavailable, but if you mix it with coconut cream and pineapple, it becomes more bioavailable. So I will mix it with my sparkling ice, and then it makes for a good beverage. Now, I'll say the effects of it are a little bit diluted when I do it this way, but that's okay with me. I still get enough out of it. So I just mix it. That makes it much more taste. For those of you that say, I can't handle the taste, mixing it with, and I don't mind to shoot it, but mixing it with the sparkling ice really helps. It dilutes it down some, makes it a little less effective, but still potent, and you have a more enjoyable drink. Does that make sense, everybody? All right, so now let's take a look at my PowerPoint that we put together where I've tried to go over all of the facts. Feel Free is the name of this particular product, and I'm sold on it. I will stand behind this product. We've been on it now for close to a year. We didn't tell Kristen and the team about it till maybe 4 months ago. Been a big help to us, and we've taken now kava by itself and not experienced these benefits. We've also taken kratom by itself and we've not experienced these benefits. There's a podcast by J.W. Ross who invented it or came up with this, the blend, and what his study has indicated is that when you add the plant alkaloids of kratom to the plant alkaloids of kava, you get this really synergistic, amazing blend of the best of both products. And it actually has a different result in your body. Kava comes from the root of the plant Piper methysticum or something like that. Methysticum. And with kava, you get weight loss, pain relieving, relaxing, reduce anxiety by tuning down excitatory amino glutamate. It's a social lubricant, increases your GABA levels as low levels of GABA cause anxiety and depression. Your GABA levels decrease when you're overindulgent in food. Your dopamine kind of falls in line with dopamine. When you eat something pleasurable, you get a dopamine release, a feel-good release. And over time, you overwork that dopamine release and you don't get that same amount of feel-good chemical when you eat. You just eat now out of compulsion. Similar thing goes on here, where your GABA levels are low because of addiction. This increases your GABA levels so that you feel like you're supposed to feel again. It's actually helping promote higher levels of GABA in your system. Low levels of GABA cause anxiety and depression. And I suspect this was a big problem for me because I went from one addiction to the next addiction, and I never got a reset of my dopamine levels or my GABA levels. It's a great replacement for addictive substances and aids with behavior modification. It can act as a sedative in larger doses, and it's also a great beverage for ceremonial purposes. I like to use kava and kratom when I'm having communion now. Now, I know that may go against some people's belief. You believe it should be grape juice or you believe it should be wine, but anything I do unto the Lord where I set aside time and attention, I can utilize for ceremonial purposes. That's my liberty. And I enjoy doing that with this. Then I don't get the taste for wine again or what. Kratom is Mitragana speciosa. It's a tropical evergreen tree in the coffee family found in Southeast Asia. It's indigenous to Thailand, Indonesia, Malaysia, Myanmar, and Papua New Guinea. It has been used as herbal medicine. Does anybody take pharmaceuticals here? Well, they don't have the same deal there, and they're healthier. It's been used as an herbal medicine since at least the 19th century. Kratom has opioid properties and some stimulant-like effects. So kratom binds to your opioid receptors. We have an opioid epidemic in the United States because of synthetic opioid. That's a pain reliever, of course, that you can become highly addicted to, and it can kill you. To get off of opioids in and of itself, just the withdrawals can kill you. So here I have found for me a safe, effective pain reliever that at worst case causes me about 3 days of withdrawals that feel like caffeine withdrawals. Nothing more than caffeine withdrawals for me when I have come off of. And Charles Grant has said similar, except for he didn't experience any withdrawals. Sasha, when you've backed down on it, I don't think you've experienced any major withdrawals. We've had no issues, and we think we know why, which we'll get into. Because if you Google Kratom, you're going to find horror stories about Kratom, and I'm going to explain why. Kratom has been used by the people of Southeastern Asia for hundreds of years. It helps them with what I have started calling, me personally, I've been calling euphoric productivity. In other words, tasks that I need to do every day that I don't want to do, or exercise that I don't feel like doing. I do it, but yet with joy. It's amazing to me. I can have this beverage, and within 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever task I'm caught up in, I'm enjoying that task. I could be not enjoying that task. And whatever this stuff does, I begin enjoying the task. Here's some other benefits of, notice that I said nature's pure kratom. Let me finish reading this. In other words, it helped those indigenous people enjoy engaging in difficult, laborious type work. As well, kratom promotes a sense of well-being, makes one more friendly and social, and allows for much better physical endurance. I've experienced this, amazing physical endurance when I am under the amazing influence of kratom. Other benefits of nature's pure kratom: it crushes appetite craving. We've all experienced this that have consumed it consistently. When under the influence of kratom, your appetite all but dissipates. Will there be outliers? Will there be people that don't respond to it? I'm certain. I don't want you banking on this works like this for everybody, but many of y'all have heard about my 1 meal a day plan that I live off of a lot of days and helped me get in my best shape. It made it easy when I was drinking kratom because you're not hungry. It's not that you feel sick and you don't want to eat like some appetite suppressant. You're just not hungry. It's easy to plow through your fasting time. It allows you to crush your workout and feel good while doing it. The time I spend in the gym actually seems to go faster. Lately, I've experimented with going to the gym without drinking my pre-workout kratom, and it seems like it takes 3 hours to get through that workout. Whereas if I've taken my kratom before, my feel-free before, it just goes so easy. It enhances focus at low doses. That's important. If you take a high dose, it can make you, it can have a sedative effect as well. So at low doses, it creates energy and focus. It treats fatigue. It treats mood disorders. So much so that if my tone changes around the house, my wife will give me the look and she'll say, go pour yourself a happy juice. So in other words, she doesn't care if it's affecting me adversely or not. She just wants me to be happier, right? So it treats pain because it attaches to opioid receptors in the body. It treats diarrhea. It helps prevent muscular cramps. It enhances libido, makes physical contact more enjoyable, potentially crushes depression, and you have more vivid dreams. You can almost get in a flow state. In this product, you have kava, 10 parts kava to 1 part kratom, because kratom, you don't need much of it to feel the effects. Pineapple juice, coconut cream, and the highest grade of stevia. It only has 13 calories per serving. It's great for morning focus, great for your pre-workout, great when you need a mood lift, and it's great for those of you who may or may not secretly have an addiction to overindulging in adult beverage. Other fun facts and health benefits that get overlooked about kratom. Kratom has a chemical compound called epicatechin. This compound is also found in cranberry juice, green tea, and in dark chocolate. It reduces the risk of cancer, and that is well studied. It reduces the deleterious effects of inflammation within the body, which causes high cholesterol. A lot of people don't realize your high cholesterol is not coming from the foods that you eat necessarily. Well, it is, but not the fats that you eat. It's coming from your body being chronically inflamed because of indulgence in sugar and starch, therefore increasing your body's production of LDL cholesterol. Kratom is an extremely, extremely powerful antioxidant. And once again, for me, during the day while I'm awake, it produces what I call the flow state, which means I get in flow with whatever task I'm doing. Kratom is illegal for you in the following state. It was federally illegal, but there were so many congressmen taking the product, the congressmen literally joined together to get the ban on Kratom lifted, and now they want to try to regulate it so that they can get their money from it. You know how that works. The pharmaceutical companies are attacking Kratom because, to be frank with you, this is more potent for me than hydrocodone when I take a large dose of it at night to help me with pain. It has been much more helpful and pain relieving than even hydrocodone. So, of course, pharmaceutical companies are going to attack it, and they're going to have some success because of the synthetic manufacturing of this product, which I will discuss in a moment. It is currently illegal in Arkansas, Wisconsin, Alabama, Indiana, Vermont, and Rhode Island. I expect that to change once the government can get their cut of it. Kratom and kava. Why is it controversial, and what are the potential risks? First, you have to check with your physician. I do not recommend anyone here. That means if I were sitting there, I wouldn't be recommending it to me. I'm a little bit of a rebel. I wouldn't even recommend it to me if I didn't know what I now knew. It can interfere with some medications, so you have to check with your physician before consuming kava or kratom. If you have a pacemaker, you do not need to take this product. Liver toxicity is the most heightened concern regarding kava and kratom. Overindulgence in kava or kratom synthetic strains can cause liver toxicity. This product, I don't believe, will cause liver toxicity if your use is moderated, and any different than eating high fatty foods. If you overindulge in high fatty food, you will develop a fatty liver. So if we overindulge in this product, then we could develop liver toxicity, which in most cases can be reversed, but let's not chance it. But the synthetic kratom that's mass available can cause real damage and quickly. As well, those with known mental disorders and or underlying heart issues should not consume kava or kratom. If you already have bipolar disorder or other mental disorders, this has a psychoactive component that may interfere with the balancing of your situation, of your mental illness. So if you're dealing with any form of mental illness, please do not take this product without consulting your psychiatrist or your physician, because it does alter your mood, and in my estimation, in a positive way. But I don't know how that would impact someone that's already dealing with mental illness. Kratom and kava have been consumed for hundreds of years without any deleterious effects by the native people of its origin. However, like we do with everything here in the United States, we get hold of it and we degrade the product significantly. Most kratom found in the United States is synthetic and processed kratom and is processed in order to cheapen the product and make it more addictive. Here's the key. If you've tuned me off, tune back in, because I don't want you getting this stuff that you're going to find 95% of the market. They've cheapened it so more people will get it, can afford it, and it's synthetic. What they do is they take the product, kratom, which has more than 50 powerful plant alkaloids within it. Out of these 50 plant alkaloids, there are only 2 or 3 plant alkaloids in it that's responsible for the pain relieving and euphoric effects of it. The rest of those compounds, the more than 50 plus, are nature's way of balancing the product out so that when you ingest it, those other compounds diminish the harmful effects of the product. But in the US, in the United States of America, they take solvents like gasoline to extract just the 2 or 3 powerful plant alkaloids, and then they put it in highly concentrated product. Then they market that as kratom and get people addicted to cheaper synthetic forms of kratom that ultimately do harm. Overuse of synthetic kratom can cause serious and life-threatening conditions. You're going to see this pop up in all of your gas stations for probably $3-4 a bottle. That stuff is dangerous. The lesson here is do not mess around with Mother Nature. If Mother Nature gives us something, the more our hand touches it, the more we corrupt it. And that's what's happening with the kratom supply. Now, the good news is there are regulatory bodies jumping up to try to get that stuff out of the marketplace, but it's dangerous. Please do not consume it. The plant alkaloids that are extracted to cheapen and make the product more addictive are actually the alkaloids that balance kratom out and allow it to be safely consumed in moderate levels without any adverse impact on the liver or other organs. So again, in short, the problem is we get a hold of it in the U.S., all we care about is profits, all we care about is money, and then we take a good product that they've lived with for centuries over there in Southeast Asia with no deleterious effects, we bring it over here and we turn it into something ridiculous, just like cocaine. Yeah, we hear that word here and we think death, destruction, addiction. But where the indigenous people are and they consume and chew on cocoa leaf, they outlive us and have healthier, happier lives. But we took the cocoa leaf and we administered solvents to them and pulled out the cocaine, and then you got a problem. So we tend to do that with So I wanted to get ahead of it because I know next year kratom is going to be everywhere, and I'm going to have to answer about it anyway. But we have found 2 pure products where it's not, there's been not just those 2 or 3 plant alkaloids extracted, it's the whole leaf or the whole root when we're speaking of kava, and the leaf when we're talking about kratom. So with that said, I'm going to start looking at your questions. I had my PowerPoint up so I couldn't see your questions. And you might want to just start copying and pasting at the bottom, so I'm having to go up and look what you were saying.
I did answer some of them, babe, while you're looking.
Marcia says, my liver has been so bad for over 15 years to the point that they said one day it would just explode. That's terrible. I hurt constantly because of sports injury for 50 years. If anybody needs this, I do. Make sure, since you already have liver issues, Marcia, that you talk to your physician. Now, one of the things I'm going to be up against is a lot of physicians are just going to Google. The last doctor I went to had to literally Google my symptoms. So if you just Google and you don't understand, if you're not a deep diver in the information, I suspect if you just Google and you believe everything you read on Google is true news and not fake news, that you probably, most of your problems are related to that anyway. Google is not the gospel. So make sure that you take this PowerPoint to your doctor and say, here's what I've been told about kratom. And you're probably going to find they don't know very much about it. Sasha and I went to a doctor recently, a longevity doctor, and the longevity doctor didn't know anything about kratom. He had to Google it in front of Sasha. So anyway, not that I'm the expert on it, but I have spent a lot of time researching it. Why is a 12-pack a 30-day supply? I would assume that the founder of the product doesn't want you taking it every day like we do. And 1 bottle is 2 servings. So you would be that's like 24 servings, taking a few days off. The founder actually recommends you take a few days off a month so that withdrawals aren't significant if you have to come off the product. Sasha and I have come off the product, but now that we've had our blood work checked and our blood work improved and we had been over consuming it, I guess you would say we went all in. So that wouldn't last us a month, but it should last most people a month. Sorry, Sasha, I see you already.
Yeah, but your explanation was better, because I think that, as is with any supplement, you and I talked about this recently, but even the vitamins, that it's it's good. A lot of doctors will recommend that you take vitamins or a supplement 5 or 6 days a week and then take 1 day off where there's nothing in your body. So that's probably what that recommendation is for, or what that.
Does it help with your metabolism? No. What we teach at Shibboleth helps with your metabolism. Eating high thermic effect foods and not grazing helps with your metabolism. What Feel Free does is help you enjoy your weight loss journey more. Will this cause a positive drug test? No. If somebody gets a positive drug test with kratom or kava, it's because It's just like when we had somebody tell us they got a positive drug test eating our hemp heart and cost them their job. Come to find out they smoking some weed.
Yeah, there's no
Recommended daily amount. I would suggest to start with a half of a bottle, one half of a bottle.
the effects of it last like, can be 4 to 6 hours or so. So it's really something that half of a bottle should give you, and if you do with half of it, that's the more energy part of it. Sometimes a full bottle, which is I know what you take, is a little more pain relief and a little more relaxed mode. So it might be, it might have the opposite effect if you took one bottle at one time. So a half of it is great for early in the day or any mid-morning, you need a little boost of energy or, and then, you just kind of can determine your own feelings about it and what, how much you want to take versus your friend. Travis and I take different amounts for different reasons. Like you said, I do typically half a bottle, half of it in the morning. So
you need to shake it up good to get the sludge mixed in there good, because that's the best part. Will the body require a set amount year after year, or will the body require, you will build up a tolerance. So when you first start taking it, you may find the effects wear off in 4 to 6 hours. And then it will be 2 to 4 hours, and then 1 to 2 hours. That's when you need to take a break from the product. You need to allow your opioid receptors to reset. So you will want to take time off the product so that you can go back to experiencing the 4 to 6 hour euphoric benefits of the product. A good way to do this is, like for me, what my game plan is in the near future is Monday through Thursday is my, when I'm not on happy juice, is my days of, that's tough. So what I plan on doing is when I have more Travis time and can do more self-care without Kratom, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, take off, and then I would be able to reset my opioid receptors and start fresh and new. It takes about 3 days to bring your tolerance down. This particular one is called Feel Free. It's a blend. Now we can supply you. It will help our company, but that's not why we're telling you about it. If you prefer to go direct to them, that's no problem. Most people go around us and buy from Amazon and all that. We're just here. We're going to provide it as a matter of convenience for those that want to support us. And we don't mandate for you to get the best price that you have to have a subscription. So we're going to tell you about it in just a moment. Cholesterol, it can help improve cholesterol if your diet is otherwise clean. Again, I'm going to make somebody mad, but if y'all would just do my program, most of your issues would go away. But I can't find anybody that's done my program consistently very long that has those issues. So when y'all have those issues, I know it's because you're not consistently doing the program. You're like my mama who says, oh, I had a perfect day. And then when I examine, I find out it was about 60% perfect. So if you followed the program, most of these issues clear up. This is just an enhancement to my Shibboleth journey. I don't need this. If they take it away tomorrow, I'm just back to where I was, living with pain and trying to get my mind off of it. But I'm going to stay lean through Shibboleth. This just helps me with appetite control, energy, focus, euphoria, and productivity. Diane, no, I don't recommend it to you, sweet friend, and I'm so sorry. With bipolar disorder, we do not know the impact that would have on so I don't want to tell you to try. Does it affect blood pressure? It can. It can temporarily elevate blood pressure. So you got blood pressure issues, you may want to avoid it as well. I go to a holistic doctor. Will it affect supplemental results? What do you mean supplemental results? If you'll explain that, make sure we're on the same page, I'll let you know. Does it contain caffeine? No caffeine. I think it would help me with chronic pain from torn rotator cuffs. It will. And it's much better for your gut than ibuprofen. Now, one thing we will know is if you take as much as we do, it can disrupt your regularity a wee bit. So nothing major, but it can disrupt regularity a little bit because it offsets diarrhea. Therefore, I won't say it lends itself to constipation. I've never been constipated on it, but the frequency of my bowel movement is not as consistent when I take more than a serving. What does it do for your gut health? I've not experienced any negative impacts to my gut. Okay, so Sasha, do you want to show them? Can I hand it to you and you show them the new feature Again, they can go direct to that company and get it. We want to be a little more careful, so y'all may not want to jump through our hurdles. But Sasha, if you'll show them, and then also show them where I'm going to be adding some Easter egg videos for our members who are using Feel Free, where I show you how I use it and how I use it along with my meal plans. I'm going to be adding a video a week probably. That's what we call an Easter egg video. So Sasha, if you'll show them how to get started, then that would be fantastic.
I don't have screen share capability.
And I'm going to have all right, you have Tom.
Okay. All right. So, let me find I have too many screens open. Okay. You should be seeing my screen and I can't see any of y'all anymore. There we are. Okay. So we've been working on a sitemap for some time to kind of ease your ability to locate things. The sitemap is under construction, but we do have it, mostly finished. So where you're going to find Easter eggs, there's 2 places you're going to find them, and this is considered an Easter egg. So we really want to make sure that people, when they're buying this product, that they understand the risks, and there's a disclaimer, and Travis's videos will be in there, because we just want you to be as informed as possible. And to be able to purchase this, we need to give you a password. So basically, you're going to be on your home page under this Getting Started section. To get back to this section, you always click the Shibboleth logo. So under the Getting Started, you see the Shibboleth sitemap. We have recently changed that sitemap. So now you can get to, sorry, I'm going to go a slight tangent, because this is something that we've been really working on, to try to get everything that our website has into one place, so that you can access the recipe library or exercises or your videos, the live sessions, everything in one place. So you could search up here even for maybe something that you're looking for, and it should take you to that section. So everything from the worksheets, the digital books, the daily share section, coach mode meals, all of this stuff. So when you're not sure where to go or need to find something, then we can go to the sitemap to look for it. So you're gonna see down here, we've got Easter eggs. That's Picture Jack, in case anybody's wondering, Travis's alter ego. Right now we just have 1 Easter egg there. So in the future, there's going to be several Easter eggs here where Travis has some different videos on different things that everybody will have a password for. So you basically, and everybody should be able to do this right now, is to select Easter eggs here. And Travis, do you want me to go ahead and give this password out once I get there?
Yeah, and let me speak on that real quick. Once you have, so here's why we have Easter eggs on the website. Somebody mentioned, I think it was Wanda, she made a good point about it sounds iffy to her. So things that are we will be putting that for those that are more adventurous in the Easter egg format, so that people don't merge this with our overall philosophy and approach to wellness. I hope that makes sense. For example, the Jack program. Jack's got a new program he's coming out with, and we know that many of y'all love and adore Jack. Y'all love that mean, tough love kind of thing. And then other clients absolutely hate it, and they think that it represents our program, and they hate it. So we're going to start kind of hiding those things on the website for members who enjoy it, so that it's out of sight, out of mind for our other members. So it was my idea to come up with a feature called Easter eggs. So once you have the password, you're free to give that password out to anybody you think is responsible, okay? Now you can go ahead and show them, Sasha.
Okay. Do you want me to give the password now, or are we still?
Y'all want the password? Let's
see. So we're gonna.
They may not want it.
Okay. No, I got to give it. So the password is simple. It's joy. It's joy. Now this password could change at any time. So as long as you've had the password and the password hasn't changed, you can always go back and order this product. So Travis may decide that if something has changed in the product, or something that has happened and he needs to modify the disclaimer, anything could happen. So we might change the password, but as long as you put the password in there, you'll accept. Now the first step is going to be a disclaimer. So there will be a video here. There will probably be this video here, and probably a shorter video beyond that he just explains exactly what this is. The disclaimer basically has the information about making sure that you've watched the videos, the cautionary information, the statements about not having more than half a bottle. So there's basically a warning. So then once you agree to this, our system tells us that you have basically signed this agreement. So you understand the risks, you understand the disclaimer, and every product out there practically has one of these things now. So, but but we would just want to make sure that we know that you know what you're getting into, because a lot of times, we both want you to get as educated as possible, because just because Travis says something's good, it's good for everybody. And a lot of people, we all kind of think that. I just do a lot of things because he says so. But we want to make sure that you're educated.
And I want to interject, Sasha.
Okay.
Some people, not all of our clients, but some will come at us, oh, y'all are just trying to make money. If we were trying to just make money, we would not hide the product. We would not be hiding it under an Easter egg. We would want to promote sales. We will lose sales because we're hiding the website. So in other words, it's important to me that nobody's consuming this product without the proper education. So right. I hope y'all know our heart.
Right. I'll show y'all again how I got there, but you can also get there from the store, and I'll show you how to do that too. So basically, once you've entered that password, you're going to see the more information about what we call Happy Juice. So you've got some more details about it, and then you can either choose to try a bottle. Just order one at a time. I'm not sure how long we'll do that, but you can try one bottle, or you can try one case. So you can go ahead and get a case of 12, or you can buy one bottle. These prices are the prices that we are selling it at. You do still get free shipping if you order $30 or more. But this product at $8 is not discounted 20%. We've already negotiated with them, so we already got this price for you. But you don't have to have a subscription or anything like that. So it is going to show up as $8 in your cart, or it will show up as $88 in your cart when you go to your cart. So, but like I said, I'm sorry. $88 plus $8. I don't know why our shopping cart does that, but you get $8 plus $88, which makes it $96 total, which is 12 bottles. Then you'll just check out like this. So the other thing I wanted to tell you is anytime you want to go back to this product, it's always going to be in your store now. Once you have the product's password, and you've entered that in there, then you're going to be able to go back to your Easter eggs. I thought that I could search for it by feel free, but I think because it's hidden from the store, you can't do that. But if you go back, let me do this in a slower way. Sorry, he gets onto me for going so fast through this stuff. So if you're in your store,
you get on to me for being too slow.
You're long-winded, and I'm like, blah, blah, blah. So if you're on your tablet or on your phone, or you're in the store, then you're at your main page. Just go to the section called Sections, and it's at the very bottom. Again, we've made this kind of hard to find on purpose, but it's at the very bottom. You're going to click on Easter eggs. When you click on that, it's going to take you to this particular section where we'll have a number of Easter eggs here. The only one right now is Happy Juice. So once you click on that, then you'll see it available for purchase.
And you'll also see this video, Thursday's video, examples of how, because this has become, for me, more than a supplement. I use it every day, and I found so many ways to use it. And I'm so excited because anybody that knows me, I thrive when I get to share what's working. I love new stuff, and I really want to teach y'all how to use it. Y'all are going to teach me how you use it. We're going to find out with all kind of cool. Sasha, will you take a note? Miss Diana, I believe it's Diana. Yeah, Diana. Diana, good to have you today. Can I order it from you in Indiana? Sasha, we need to check with our attorney to keep her out of trouble and us out of trouble. Indiana is one of the states whereby it's illegal. And as long as we don't get in trouble for shipping it, I know that they're not enforcing those laws, by the way. But I do want to make sure if Diana wants it, that we're not getting her in trouble or us in trouble. So we need to write that down because it is illegal in 6 states, and we don't want to get her or us in trouble. It's not worth it.
Okay. And yeah, I'll check. So
the password is joy. Joy. And go ahead and get familiar with the Easter eggs, how to find them.
I just
Because
put that.
would you tell them that I've been waiting all year to put out content with the Easter egg?
Yes,
It's
yes.
going to be exciting. It's not just going to be Happy Juice. It's going to be all these other discoveries that we've made. So
Yes.
it's something to be excited about.
Yes, yes. So I just told Kristen we have 8. We have 11. We're going to up the singles so that you can buy more singles, and you can try it if you'd like to try it.
Yeah,
So,
Sasha, and I know that I said we couldn't afford to do it earlier, but it's really on my conscience. Can you add to there, if they get a case, that you give them 1 bottle for free?
yes.
Let's make that a birthday special. If they get a case, then they get 1 of those for free. That gives them a discount of roughly $8. Darla's saying, and Chris is saying, that Joy is not working.
Maybe that's lowercase. It should be working for.
Might need to talk with Sergey about making it so that it's not case sensitive.
Yeah, let's see. So yep, it's Joy lowercase. So you had asked me also to check into something else, and I don't remember what I don't. So
just to write down, Diana is
yes, I got that.
Indiana, and we don't want her to receive it yet. I think we can ship it, but if they order it knowing it's illegal in their state, that can get them in trouble. But we want to make sure that us nor them get in trouble. It's not a criminalized thing. It used to be, but it's kind of like THC and marijuana. It's becoming more decriminalized. Same thing for Alabama, Gala. We just want to make sure they're not getting in trouble if we ship.
I was wondering how they'd handle that on the website.
Rhode Island. Let me do this by memory. Bear with me. Rhode Island, Vermont, Alabama, Indiana. I can't do it by memory. I'm going to have to go to it. Arkansas, Wisconsin are the other 2. And they're Tennessee's fine, and they're expecting that state law. The federal law has already been abolished because of all the congressmen taking it. That's true story. True story. The Congress knows. The pharmaceutical company, I just read a whole thing. I'm going to put it in Easter egg soon. I just read a whole thing how the pharmaceutical lobbyists are pressuring their Congress to make it illegal. They want you buying them hard synthetic drugs, my friend, and they're not necessary. I'm here to tell you. I've been on some powerful pain medications, and nothing like this. It's pretty good.
I also noticed that they have some colleges and some football teams and whatnot are actually, they're all as well.
Don't know if y'all know this, but college athletes, they drug them up because they're in pain. I mean, they're in high-speed collisions every day. Can you imagine? If I get knocked hard, I'm out for a week. These kids are killing themselves, and they inject them with all kind of steroids and anti-inflammatories. We just read where a couple of colleges, I think it was in Texas, one of the free states still remaining. I think it was Texas, may have been another, but they put their athletes on because it's so much better for them than pain medication. Now, I want to throw this at you. That's right, Gayla, I agree. More than we know. When almost every commercial is sponsored by Big Pharma, we got a problem. So let me tell you one thing, though. I have talked to a couple of people who had upset their tummy. Are y'all listening? Because I want to tell you how to avoid that. Are you ready? Kratom and kava is best on an empty stomach. So use this when you're trying to fast, okay? If you've had a small meal around it, I haven't heard of any negative gastrointestinal issue. If you eat a big meal around kratom, it can really upset your stomach. If anybody gets any nausea or you have an upset tummy, get you some essential peppermint oil and rub that on your tummy, a good amount. Did everybody hear that? Take peppermint oil from doTERRA or Living Free, whatever the name of that other one is. I can't think of it right now. Or I like to use Vibrant Blue Oil. Use peppermint oil and put that on your tummy as soon as you start feeling a little upset. Now, some who have never had kratom and kava, your first couple of experiences, just like MCT, your first couple of experiences may upset your tummy, but your body will adjust to it because this is a natural plant. And if you get the natural versions of this product, like Feel Free or the ones we're talking about Thursday, then I don't believe you're going to have any problem if you won't overindulge. And Sasha, do you agree it almost doesn't let us overindulge. There's a point where you feel like, in a good way, you're going to float up into the clouds, and it's like, I don't really need any more. I don't know if you've experienced that.
Yeah, no, it's enough, and there's no benefit to taking more than and plus, I think if I drink 2 servings at once, it relaxes me almost too much. So it's definitely, you want to just pace it and drink the half of bottle, and so it's
Lisa asked a good question. Does it work for pain right away? I know there's going to be non-responders, because when I'm excited about something, I'm serious about what it's doing for me. But sometimes I can get people so excited that they're disappointed. It's kind of like I got Sasha so excited about marrying me, and then after she married me, it resulted in disappointment, and she had to adjust her expectations.
That is not true.
So I believe it will help with your pain, but let me tell you what it's done for my pain. Now, Sasha, again, I so expect people don't believe me. I hate selling stuff, but you would concur after my last doctor visit, neurosurgeon visit, and x-rays. My back, they're literally telling me I shouldn't be operating. And I just did yesterday morning. They say there's no way that I can continue living with this kind of pain. So when I drink this stuff, I won't say that it alleviates my pain. I don't know if it does, because my mind's not on the pain. I think the pain is still there, but it helps me manage the pain, if that makes sense. I just have a more positive, bright outlook, more hopeful. Again, I'll probably get myself in trouble and lose clients who lose confidence in me. Diane Malone says she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder without ever taking a medication at least 10 times. At least my mom still says that's not true, because it hurts her heart to think that I might have bipolar disorder, as though it's some mental disorder. It's something that I can't help. I get really high or really low, and this product has helped me manage. How will we journal this? Just journal it, feel free, as an extra. Yeah, you got to shake it up really well, and a lot of times do not throw that sludge away. If you leave sludge in the bottom and you think it's not worth it, box it up and send it to me so I can have the sludge. But what I do, there's usually sludge left in it. This come out clean this time, but I usually pour me a little more sparkling ice in there, and then I put the lid back on. You have to watch it, because sparkling ice is carbonated and it'll explode out of there. But I shake it up and get all of the goodie out of there. I want it all, especially at $8.
I want to challenge y'all to take a little video of yourselves first time you taste this so we can get reactions.
Oh, Gayla, if I do this, the good important point, here's the way I do it. If I'm doing a shot, I do it room temperature, because if you put it in the fridge, then it starts thickening. Now, if you only do a half a shot, after you open it, you must refrigerate. And then it's a little harder to get the good alkaloids out of there. But in the morning, what I love to do is mix it with a ice cold sparkling ice.
See, for me, I can't do it like that, because that's too much. That's like painful. No, it's not that bad, but he drinks his like that more slowly. Me, I use a little bitty glass, and I'll just put it. Sometimes I mix, maybe put a little water in it, or put a Crystal Light peach tea kind of thing. It has an earthy flavor, so I think when you add something like a peach flavor or something citrusy to it, it's good that way. And but I just pour a little bit in there, and then I just take it real quickly, where he likes to sip on that for a while. But with half of the bottle, I put the other half in the refrigerator, and I haven't had any problem with it. It definitely gets a little more, it's slightly thicker. I actually like it cold like that, but it does say that you need to use it within 48 hours after you've done it like that. So, but I stick it in the fridge and have it the next morning, and it's no problem.
Like right now, what I'm experiencing right now, I've drank about half what I poured myself or less. I've built up tolerance to it, but what I'm feeling right now is hard to describe. I feel like I've had some happy. I just feel amazing, and I was kind of down when I came in, but my head feels like it's vibrating. It's not weird. It's a good feeling, like I'm focused, energetic. My skin feels better to the touch. It's just, I really love it. And I feel like 80% of our people will be responders to it. Tressa asked, what did you say about diarrhea? People that experienced routine, consistent diarrhea, the odds are that Kratom will cure your diarrhea. You'll notice that your stool health, not to get gross, but your stool health will become healthier. My stool health, I won't take a picture and send it to you like some of y'all do me, but my stool health has greatly been amplified. But again, I was used to going to the bathroom a couple of times a day, and now it's about once a day. Praying for your husband. I know how tough that is. Thank you, Teresa. Have you tried it with ocean spray? Gayla, I have. I like it with ocean spray diet. When we meet again, if y'all are interested, if we have enough people interested for me to do a Kratom class for a while, I'll do another one Thursday and talk about different mixtures I use to promote regularity, different base liquids I use, different enhancers that I use. I'm happy to talk to y'all about that Thursday if there's enough interest here to do that. And go over I've only been able to find 2 manufacturers that produce clean Kratom without removing those 50 alkaloids that make the product healthy for consumption. Will this product help lose weight, or is it for people with pain? It has helped me lose my last weight. Many of you may not have been able to notice because I've been at a decent weight for many years, but what put me over the hump and got me down to my lowest body weight, and that's why I wasn't telling anybody, because I didn't want to be, the conservative folks that I love so much to get on to me thinking that I'm smoking some form of pot or something. I'm not against that, by the way. But, I just kind of keep some cards close to my vest. But this product, along with proper fasting, is absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah, I answered that, not necessarily the product itself. So you might want to expound on what I said, because I was more, because for me, it was, for me, it was an appetite suppressant in that I just had no desire to, and the fridge is right over there, and I just had no desire. I was like, gosh, I'm not even hungry. I don't feel as an appetite suppressant. So that's the way that it was more helpful to me, is just, I wasn't thinking about food all the time.
Yes. And Angel asked a better question. Is there a time, I know you were thinking about me more when you were drinking I couldn't keep you off of me. You just wouldn't stop touching on me. I love this.
It's like
I'm trying to help all the husbands and boyfriends here. Is there a time of day that should not take it, as with caffeine? I would not take it late in the evening until you figure out how you're going to respond to it. If I take a big dose of Kratom at night, it puts me out. But depending on your mental, how it works on you psychoactively, it may give you too much energy. So you'll want to do some playing around. Caffeine, I drink Thursday, we'll talk about amplifiers of caffeine, vitamin C, and other supplements. There are certain supplements that I can take with a half a bottle, like caffeine, and I get the same effect as if I took the whole bottle, which saves money. So there are some things, interactions with it, that amplify the bioavailability of it. This is not going to be just a product I sell. I'm making a whole course out of it, because it's probably the #1 thing I consume outside of whole food. Will these be available on the website? These teachings will be available under that Easter egg. And I would ask you to only give out your password to people aren't crazy. If you feel like people, if it's one of those people, we all got them and love them. I've got friends this way, that whatever you tell them to try, they're going to try it, but then they're going to say it right the opposite. If you say it's bad, they say it's good. If you say, that, don't give them your joy password. But anybody that you think's a reasonable person that could benefit from it, I'm leaving that up to you. I trust, and you can give them your password. Yeah, and those of you that are getting it, feel free to reach out to me. I'm so excited to help people with this product, because I have experienced some nausea with it, but I figured out why. It was because I ate a heavy meal and then had my Kratom. But we can talk that through, and I some suggest. Paula says it sounds like while it might not be an appetite suppressant, it sounds like it might help those times when you want to snack. Absolutely. Cannot drink this stuff and want to go eat chocolate. Just, I don't know what it is, if it's the coconut cream, the pineapple, or the kratom, but you just don't want to eat nothing. And you're not feeling sick. It's just you feel productive.
Let's see, Sandra, I would just make sure that's a diet pineapple juice, because what I mixed it with was the cran, Ocean Spray has a diet cran pineapple, and I mixed it with that, and their cran mango, and I think it's both cran pineapple.
Yeah.
That's good. But
Sandra brought up another good point, Sasha. What I like about kratom, real kratom, not synthetic kratom, it's like a plant that's smart. And I don't know where y'all are coming along in our culture with your understanding of plant medicine, but we're seeing all kind of laws and bans lift because they've lied to us. These are things God has provided that we can get some benefit from, and these plants do not like sugar and starch. If you have something like pineapple juice full of fructose, processed fructose, it might make you sick. When I've had it with anything where I've incorrectly eaten or had a holiday, it makes me sick. It's like a smart plant. It's like, it'll tell you when it's in there. Think of it like this. There's a little plant. Some of y'all are going to get grossed out, but it's like a little plant in there, and it's alive for a little while, and it's directing you and saying, no, don't eat that. I don't like that. So it kind of helps mandate that you eat healthfully while you're under the. Is it hard to eat that one meal? No. By that time, I'm hungry when I have one meal a day. I'm hungry, but I don't like to do kratom right around it. I get my kratom in typically early, unless I'm in so much pain at night that I need to take a whole one just to be sedated. And you listen, it won't be a problem driving an automobile because the kratom is mixed with the kava. But if you take an entire one of these, I don't think you should be behind the wheel of a car for 4 or 5 hours, my opinion. That's right, Cindy. See, they knew something we didn't. That's why it's 24 in a month supply. We get 6 holidays. I didn't think about that. God orders our steps. Anybody else?
mm-hmm.
And I hope y'all can see, if I've got somebody out there, none of us come to class and go, I am a high functioning alcoholic. None of us do that. And it's why God impressed upon me years ago to share my weaknesses, even if people ridicule. And I think y'all all would agree, if somebody's hooked on opioids and they're hooked on alcohol, what a great alternative. It can't be as harmful as those things, which are legal. Crazy. Wow. Experiencing 10 to 12 liquid movements a day. This issue is probably because of taking ibuprofen. Ibuprofen's terrible on the gut. You have degenerative disc disease as well, and I do too. So I think this will help you. And Sasha, not to be gross, but when did you and I start laughing about our stool health? About a weekend?
Pretty soon into it. Yeah. Because we were really trying to test the product out really a lot. And it was definitely.
We had to buy a new plunger. I'll put it that way.
Well, we did. That's the truth. But but it's definitely not as they're more controlled without movements, I guess you could say. And it's a kind of first thing in the morning hits you. I would not. And it really kind of, as far as eating when you take it, I think that with anything else, I'm diverting off that subject. Angels asked about eating. Don't take with breakfast. How long before or after it?
Most mornings now it is my, because it sets me up for success until lunch. I usually get up about 4:30 in the morning, and I will take that, and then I won't eat a meal until lunchtime. If you're going to eat a breakfast, eat something low sugar, low starch, and very light. And I want to mention this because I've mentioned how it's helped my back. It doesn't improve my spine health. Only losing weight and proper exercise improves my spine health, my stretch a minute, my core stability. But what this does is help me mentally deal with the pain. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone. If you've had pain years and you had no alternative but to learn your own type of pain management, which is get your mind off of it. And that's hard to do if you have degenerative spinal disease. It helps me get my mind off that. Anybody else?
These are also available in Kennesaw if you're near the center and you want to go sample one there, or you want to go get them there. They do have, of course, we ship out of Kennesaw, as you know, too. So, but they are there. So if you want to give them a try and go visit the center. You
Yeah,
can go get them from there
the,
also.
the Kennesaw location, the website, and one more point, not to scare you off. We love the sales. We need it to keep going, but I still want to be honest with people. As you Google, depends on your view of Google, a lot of these gas stations that are selling the synthetic stuff is causing even criminal activity, because people that buy that kind of stuff from a convenience store usually are already dealing with mental issues. And then you throw this on top of that, it can cause a real problem, like anything else, like alcohol or whatever. So please don't go buy it at convenience stores. Don't chance that. I can show you study after study. That stuff is dangerous. And that's the only thing I hate about this whole process. It would be exciting otherwise. And that is Kratom is called Kratom, whether it's synthetic or whether it's the real plant. So get the real stuff. Don't mess with Mother. Can you take it the same time as bee pollen and MNS? Yes, you can, Shanda. And I think it will probably amplify the benefits of it, but take only half a bottle to assess your tolerance.
The everybody that's ordered today is definitely going to have the if you buy 12, get one free. I added that to the website, so that is already on there as well. So if you want to do that, I don't know how long we'll offer that. We'll be able to offer that, Travis, but that is what they're doing today. So
not to create FOMO, but the stuff that we're going to talk about Thursday, which I don't find to be as potent, but we still use it when we don't need as potent a strain. I don't think there's any supply issues with it, but with Feel Free, because they don't have their farm grown in Florida yet, they're still having to get it from Southeast Asia. And I'm told that there are supply chain issues. Sad, sad, sad. So if it's something you're going to do and you like your first bottle, get what you can, because I don't know when the supply chain is going to dry up on this particular product. Now, they're building a farm in Florida. I don't know how many people that will supply. The product's really taking off as people experience it without fear. There's a lot of fear surrounding this product.
So just to say one more time, it's in the store. If you're in the store and you go to the section called sections, and then it's got like a guide of categories down at the very bottom. It says Easter eggs, and that's where you'll find the Easter egg that says Feel Free, and then you'll put in your password, which is Joy, Joy, and then you can order it from there. So, and then, like I said, that password, you'll always be able to order it without going through that process again until we need to change that password for whatever reason. So
I didn't know that Julie had already snuck some.
I think I was supposed to tell you that yesterday.
If we was going to let anybody get an advance on it, it would be Julie. But Julie, what was your experience? If you don't mind, we can bring you on screen or you can chat it. I'd love to hear your experience. And Sasha, while she's maybe or maybe not doing that, will you mind going through that again, just to show them one more time, like if they're just logging in straight away, where to find the new sitemap and Easter egg?
Yes. Let me,
Gayla, that's a good point. So you can see, I'm just sipping on it. So all I had was one bottle in this glass mixed with some sparkling ice, and it's such a poignant taste. I just sip, and it's the effects are there. I haven't even drank half this yet, and I feel the effect.
Okay, let me.
What is the expiration? I don't know on the ones at the Shibby shop, but probably, I think that I heard J.W. Ross say it has about a year shelf life, but I don't remember. And this one doesn't say.
Yeah, I don't know if they have a.
See it on there. Gotta be. Oh, it is. It's on the top. 2023. July 2023 is the shelf life on the one I just had. So I was right, as usual. Sorry. J.W. Ross, the owner, said about a year shelf life. Oh, and by the way, interesting facts on J.W. Ross. He was a very rich, wealthy gasoline and oil man who developed, he became a high-functioning alcoholic and put himself into rehab, and then he ended up taking a sabbatical, and that's when he found kava and kratom, and it cured his addiction to alcohol. That's why he's all about this product and making sure it doesn't have molds, toxins, and synthetic. Sorry, Sasha, go ahead.
Oh, no, that's okay. And then Julie said you could bring her on, so I'll go through this, and I will probably, I have another meeting at 2, so I may have to jump off of this before. But
we'll end with Julie today. I want to see
okay.
what her experience was because she don't BS around. If it's no good, she'll tell me.
So just so that, as I know y'all are asking, but anybody that orders today will go ahead and get that one free. I've already talked to Sherry and Kristen at the shop about that, so they know that any orders they're filling where you've ordered that case, you will get that one extra bottle for free. So don't worry about that. That's all taken care of. That's what we like about being small like that. We just can holler over there. So make that quick change. So on the website, whether you're on your phone or on the, if you're on your tablet or on the phone, you've got to scroll pretty far down. But if you hit the Shibboleth home button, a lot of you, when you log in, you're immediately going to the dashboard or maybe a smaller screen. These boxes that we're looking for are the ones under getting started. So you're going to scroll down to the Shibboleth sitemap. So that's how it looks on your phone, and then your regular website is just above these boxes that have your profile and such on it. So it is now, eventually this is going to be, we're going to have 2 or 3 more places that you can get to the sitemap, because there's going to be lots of great stuff. It's going to be a great tool to use to find all of this stuff in one place. So you're going to click on the Shibboleth sitemap from there, and then here it's at the bottom. So this is all kinds of things. You can even search for something that you're looking for, your journal or your favorite foods or digital books, exercise, all kinds of things can be found in the sitemap and more. So we're just going to be adding to that. So it's all in one place. So you're going to click Easter eggs here, and then you're going to go to the Happy Juice, which is the only one that we have right now. The Happy Juice, you're going to enter the password, which is joy, all lowercase letters. And then you're going to just choose accept. Now this disclaimer is what everybody's going to have to agree to before they can purchase it. So if you've read this, the video, there'll be a video here that you can watch, and then agree to these statements that this is, you've understood and understand what you're buying and everything. So once you agree to this, there's actually a section in our administrative, I can actually see that there's about 52 people that have already agreed to this disclaimer. So that's awesome. So it kind of lets us see that you are, that you've gotten the accessibility to see it and are ready to look into it further. So, but here it is. So this little secret right there tells you that this is only for you, that you can see this in your store, but somebody else that's a member may not see it in their store until they go through that very same process. So, but here it is. So then you're just going to go scroll down, and you're going to choose either the 1 bottle or the 12 bottles plus 1 free, which adds $88 to the total. So you get 13 bottles for $96. And this, and just to reiterate, this is already discounted, so it does not fall into the 20%. You don't get an additional 20% off of this, but this is the price that we can sell it at. So so that's it. And then once you've put the password in there, it's always going to be there for you. So if you happen to be in the store shopping around and you are wanting to buy it again, then you'll just go to the sections here. You're going to scroll all the way down to Easter eggs, choose Happy Juice, and then it's already in your store for you. So the only time that will come back out is if we were to need to change that password for some reason. So that's it. Let me see. Oh, go Sherry, good girl. Making us sign that disclaimer. Awesome. So if you go to the shop, you should even be able to log into the website, or even if you log into the website and go ahead and do it, and then go to visit Kennesaw, she'll already be able to see that you're in there. So
yeah, and we'll pull up Julie real quick. Sasha, see, do you have to do it?
Do I need to do something?
I think no, you have to do it.
Okay, let me see how to do this.
Promote Julie to panel.
Sorry, I have not done this before, so I might need to, let's see.
And Shauna, would you make sure she gets her free bottle?
I did. So everybody that's ordering today gets their free bottle. Babe, I don't know how to do that. Do I click on participants?
Attendee and pull up Julie, or give me back the host. You can give me.
That's a good idea. Let me see how to do that. I don't even know that I don't usually operate this end of it. So
you're welcome, Stevie.
Sorry, y'all. I don't know where to see this option at. Okay, I found it.
I got it.
I found it.
I got it.
Okay.
I took it back from you myself.
Good, because I was lost. I have too many screens open here. Everything's
I bet every time they see you on here with me, they feel sorry for you. Hey, Julie.
Hey, y'all.
You snuck my happy juice. You pulled your VIP card out, didn't you?
Well, I was at the shop and I was asking Sherry about it, and she said you were going to talk about it today. And I bought my hemp bars and I was getting ready to leave, and she's like, well, you know, you can let me go over this thing with you, and if you want to try it. So I just bought one and took it home and immediately told her to save me a case, and I turned around and went back and bought the case.
Awesome. What was your initial experience from I'm curious about taste profile for you and then the effects of it later.
Well, you know, I was coming off a holiday from Sunday and driving back from the farm, and you know how after a holiday you can feel kind of like down, or those sugar crashes honestly, it couldn't have come at a better time. I drank half the bottle, and honestly it was a little like maybe chalky tasting, but I didn't mind the taste of it. I mean, it was fine, and I only did half of it. And then I also watched that podcast where Ben, I think is his name, Ben somebody, interviewed J.W. Ross. So I listened to that whole thing, which was really awesome. And it explained a lot about what it was, a lot of what you went over today, and a lot of, you know, uses and how to use it and things like that. So it was weird. Like my tongue felt tingly, like immediately. And then maybe within 10 or 15 minutes, I just felt happy. And I got home and I felt like I wanted to do all the things. Do you know what I mean? Like, sorry, I don't know if I just went off, but my battery was telling me my battery's dying. But anyway, I felt like I wanted to do all the things at home. Like I was like, wait, there's laundry, there's dishes there. I think what Sasha said, like it for her, it's like focus. And I definitely felt that. And it wasn't like, you know, you'll drink a Celsius and you'll be like, well, maybe I feel a little bit more or energetic. No, immediately felt like more energetic, and not in like a weird or drunk or funky way, just really like in a happy way. And you wanted to just get up and do things instead of, you know, sitting on the couch or just not being a blob, but you know what I mean? Because a lot of times you can get to that. And I'll have to say, and it's funny because I heard J.W. Ross say this, and I felt this before I heard him say it. I felt like a teenager again. Like I felt like myself when I was in my 20s. I felt like I had that type and not like a fake or a weird kind of energy, but just like a return to the energy that I used to have probably before I ruined my system and my body over years and years and years of neglect and overeating and indulging. I think I had messaged before, like, this is like my new energy drink now. Like I would rather have this than a Celsius or a Diet Coke that's terrible for you, with aspartame and all of those types of chemicals. This is a natural chemical with coconut oil and pineapple. I understood him to say that the pineapple helped with vitamin C, that helps to make the kava, I think, if I'm saying it right, more biodegradable. I mean, bioavailable, as is that coconut oil has that fat soluble.
And it's actually it's not coconut oil, it's coconut cream.
Coconut cream, that's right. You're right.
Yeah.
See how much I know?
You know a lot.
I lost you there. Okay, I'm back. So I loved it. So I took the other half this morning when I woke up, because that's what he said he did, kind of like for breakfast. And again, immediately, I didn't feel like, you know, because I like a glass of wine or two, and that made tired and like uninhibited in a way. This didn't make me feel like that at all. I just really felt happy.
I
that's can't explain it. I mean, and I don't take any other medications or prescriptions, so I could understand why, you know, if you did, you probably want to talk to your doctor about taking it with a prescription. But I don't take anything, so I felt okay to do it, you know, without talking to my physician first. But I like it. I'm just going to stick with the half shot in the mornings and just see how that works. I feel like if I'm having a crazy day or I need more energy in the afternoon, I probably, you know, take the other half. But he also mentioned in the interview that when you're taking the other half, or if you do the whole shot, you put a little bit of water in there because you got to make sure you get all the stuff out of it. Like you're
Yeah.
squeezing the bottle, like trying to get all the
That's
stuff out of it. So I did that today because I only had the other half available. So I just opened the bottle and just shot it back,
Yeah.
didn't think about adding it to anything. And then I just put a little bit of water in it, mixed it around and took it. And so far, I mean, it lasted maybe like 4 or 5 hours. I mean, I took it this morning at like 9 and it's 2. I don't know that I still feel like I have it in my system, but I still feel happy. And I haven't eaten yet, not by choice. I've just been out and about and I'm busy, but, and I'm doing a WOW challenge. So I have to have a bio coffee and a health-wise hot chocolate. And you can't go through the drive-through and get that.
That's awesome. I appreciate you sharing. I had no idea you tried it, and I
know. I'm like, don't get Sherry in trouble.
No, that's good.
I'll sign whatever you want me to sign. Just I want to try it. You were going to talk about it today, so and I hopped on to watch the webinar. But yeah, I did. I called her. I texted her at like 4, and I was like, I'm coming right back to get the case. Like, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We like it, and I'm glad you like it. I hope it helps other people too.
I think it will, and I thank you for always going out and finding these things for us. And you and Sasha being the guinea pig for a year. I can't believe you lasted that long without telling us, but
Yeah.
I know why, because you want to make sure it's the best and it's something that you will promote. And I know that if this was something that you didn't like or didn't think was safe or effective for some of your members, you would never talk about it.
Yeah, that was the main reason I held off. Was every time I Googled without doing, I ended up reading 4 or 5 books on, listening to every J.W. Ross podcast, us taking it, overindulging in it, but still I cringe when I Google Kratom. Because it's just mostly negative news. But after doing a deep dive, I'm just convinced it's it's that the whole thing we all know deep down, the government control, big pharma, and 2, I wanted to understand what actually adulterated the product. And it made perfect sense to me once you realize they're removing, with solvents, they're removing 50 of the phytochemical compounds that help hold the product together. So if you don't have all those chemical reactions going on and you only pull out and extract the psychoactive components, sure, that's going, because that's how it digests. It has to have all those other chemicals. So it's interesting.
Well, and I remember JW saying that they don't want this out, because what if it did help people who were addicted to opioids and alcohol? And it's a sad situation. The pharmaceutical companies, I mean, yes, we need pharmaceuticals for certain things, but they want to get us addicted and they want to get us on things for life. Yeah. And we know through Shibboleth that we can just change our health through our food. And if you've got other issues like pain, you don't have to go straight to cortisone.
Hydrocodone. Yeah.
See, I don't even take any of that stuff. Hydrocodone. I mean, I don't even take Advil if I don't need to. I mean, I know my knee's been hurting, so I've been taking like a turmeric and a green lip mussel kind of thing. So, I mean, I'm your granola crunchy girl. So I did not hesitate at all. Try this because the ingredients were pure. I trusted in you that researched it. I listened to the interview from the gentleman that made it, J.W. Ross. And, I thought, well, what can go wrong?
That's the other thing. It's like when people get overly concerned about drinking, trying a half a bottle. Look at this. It's like we got to get back to common sense. A half a bottle of a coffee leaf and a pepper plant, but yet we will go stuff our face with French fries and Doritos, and we don't think nothing about that.
Or drink one of the huge energy drinks. I don't care if there's 0 sugar, Bang or whatever you call them, or Monsters.
They're awful for you.
I don't care if there's 0 sugar. They are the most awful things you could ever put in your body. And I'm like, probably the reason no one's heard about this is because no one wants you to know about it.
They don't. I'm convinced they don't want you to know. I've tried everything, even and again, TMI, when I moved to Florida, there was days Sasha couldn't tolerate me. I was in so much pain. And then if you can imagine coming on here and pretending you're not in pain, that pain builds up and you get off and you're like, oh. So it's, I went to a doctor here and he tried to put me on pain meds, and I said, I'm not doing that. And then I didn't even think about Florida being a medicinal marijuana. And I don't smoke and never have, not going to. And he said, well, it comes in capsule form, and I think it'll help you with your. So I tried THC cap along with CBD. And the problem with that, it took my pain. I see why people do that. But I was so don't care and lazy. I couldn't function. I couldn't do anything else. So I couldn't take it. In this, I get relaxed, but I'm focused. It's a weird thing. I would suggest what you just said is the ideal descriptive. I feel like I'm 20 years younger while I'm under the influence.
Yeah, and I don't really feel like I'm under the influence of anything.
Yeah, that's the
like
wrong way to say
wine or beer or any kind of drug. It's not
Right.
an under the influence. It didn't seem like that to me. So it just seemed more like it was the mood enhancer that I needed to change my mindset, to get up off the couch, want to do the laundry and want to go outside, because I've been in a funk myself, and I think we all get there. And yes, I'll go to have a couple glasses of wine at night, and then I'm having the third glass, and then it's just a vicious cycle, because that only leads to more depression. So trying to stop that, and a lot of people I know, especially during COVID, they went to that every night, and they're in an addiction of the first thing they go to is a glass of wine. I got to have a glass of wine, and then it turns into 2 or 3, and then you're opening up that second bottle, and lo and behold, you're addicted to something. And if there's anything natural out there and that's what J.W. Ross said he invented it for, because he went to a 90-day rehab program because he was drinking too much.
Yeah.
And he wanted to find something that would, help him find a void replacement. See, that's what I feel like this is like. It's a void replacement for energy drinks, those terrible, terrible energy drinks, and then something to help maybe feel that euphoria or that mood enhancer that you get when you drink, but it doesn't affect you the way alcohol does. It does not affect your mindset at all like alcohol or drugs.
Yeah, it doesn't affect your motor skills.
Not at all.
When I go to jiu-jitsu or go to CrossFit or whatever I'm doing, I actually am more coordinated. It's amazing. It's just it's the weirdest, but it's also.
Well, I appreciate you, Travis and Sasha.
We appreciate you too.
Bringing us all the magic pills and magic potions, and we love it. Because I'm assuming, like you said, like people were first talking about MCT oil, you were like, yeah, I use it. What are you talking about? Same thing, like all the hemp stuff, like hemp bars, hemp flakes, and everybody associates that and thinks it's cannabis, but it's not. And it's the world's best protein. I never would have tried all those hemp products if it wasn't for you or MCT or ghee. So I think everybody just has an open mind and an open heart. And if it's something that you think might benefit you, try it. But if not, that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Julie, I really appreciate you coming on here, and thanks for all you do. You do such an amazing work and help people. It's one of the best hearts we've ever met or known. Wish we had known when we started this program.
Well, I think God puts everybody in his place at a specific time. I'm here to help anybody that I can, because you saved my life. You really did.
Thank you, Julie. We appreciate you coming on, and I'm going to go jump in that meeting with her. She's getting it started in there, and we're meeting with somebody else about big stuff. So appreciate all you. The name of that person, for the person that asked, was J.W. Ross. J.W. Ross is the founder of that. All right. Thank y'all, everybody. Thank you, Julie.
Bye, guys.
Bye.